Hi there, it's Carol Doherty. I'm a career coach who helps women in STEM grow their careers, create the career they've always dreamed of, and be heard for their brilliance. Today, I want to talk about what do you do if you find yourself becoming burned out? It happens to all of us, and it can happen multiple times in your career. I know over 30 years, it's happened multiple times to me, and for different reasons. Sometimes it was excessive workload. Sometimes it was a really dysfunctional workplace. Other times it was just because of a lack of control. I couldn't control what was going on, and the stress got to me. So it's really about what's happening when you're becoming stressed and work is burning you out. So in my Tuesday tip, I talk about the signs of burnout. So go check that out for details on what are the flags to be looking for. Today, I really want to focus on what do you do when you find yourself becoming disillusioned, cynical, disengaged, where you find you're starting to hate what you do and where you're doing it. Because those are signs that you're heading down a path towards burnout. When you become exhausted, you lose your focus, you become irritable, you disengage, you're disillusioned, you can become cynical. All of those things are happening because you're becoming burned out. So let's talk about intervening for yourself, helping yourself. First, get in the habit of practicing mindfulness every day, no matter whether you're struggling or you're on top of the world. Because this helps you tune into what's going on right now. If you're on top of the world, being mindful helps you enjoy it even more. And if you're at those really low points when you're struggling and you're not sure how you keep going, mindfulness will help you see what is working and will help you start pulling yourself out and inching your way back up to where before you know it, you're on top of the world again. So what do I mean by mindfulness? It's a word that gets thrown around a lot. Some of the things that I do or I see that work well for mindfulness is if you meditate. If you're into meditation, it's fabulous. I'm not consistent. I'll be honest, I am not consistent at meditation, but when I do it, it really does help. And there's some great apps. Calm has some great guided meditations. Take time to meditate. It forces you to quiet your mind. For me, mindfulness is quieting my mind from all of the external and internal dialogues and distractions and really focus on what's happening with me in the moment. That's what mindfulness is about for me. It's being in the moment. So meditation is great for helping quiet that mind, giving your mind that much needed break. Second thing that I find very helpful, and I do this one a lot, is deep breathing. When I find myself starting to get wound up or cranked up, happened just a little bit ago, just take some deep breaths in, deep breaths out. Deep breaths in, deep breaths out. And my mind may want to start jumping to, oh, what's next? Or what just happened? Or it bounces around. And I stop and I pay attention to my breath. I listen for the breath going in. I listen to it going out. I feel my chest and my stomach expanding with that deep breath, and I feel it contracting as I exhale. Using those deep breaths and really paying attention to them helps narrow your focus back to you in this moment. It is a phenomenal tool for helping relieve stress. And if you're starting to get angry or irritable, it can help calm you down. There's a reason why they tell you to count to 10 before you answer if you're angry. It's a deep breath. Just bring yourself back a minute. Take some deep breaths and calm yourself and get in the moment. And then you can re-engage your brain to solve the problems. And lastly, there's some mindfulness moments. A business coach that I work with will do this on group calls. She'll say, okay, I want to get you into this moment and get rid of all the clutter that's there. So take some deep breaths, then pay attention. What are 3 things you can hear? What are 2 things you see? And what's 1 thing you feel? And if you find yourself having a crazy hectic day, pause for a moment. It takes like a minute to do this exercise. Stop, take some deep breaths, say 3, 5, and then listen. Just stop and listen. What do you hear? What can you see? And how are you feeling? It tunes you into what's going on with you, and that helps huge to stop that cycle of worry and anxiety and stress and causing yourself to cycle down. So practice mindfulness every day, no matter what. And you can help see when you're starting to slide down into burnout. Then practice self-care all the time. Get enough sleep. I'm not going to go into that. There's so many studies about how important sleep is. Get enough sleep. Exercise. Get active. And I don't mean you have to go do all kinds of crazy stuff. I don't. But be active. Move. Walk around your house. Walk down the street. Something. Just move and get active. I have found when I get burned out, I get chronic fatigue. The only way to break chronic fatigue is exercise. So if I'm exercising up front, then it's harder for me to slip into chronic fatigue because my body is physically tired and my body is happier. So I don't slide into that fatigue situation. It also can help with my insomnia, which is another sign of burnout. So, and then do something fun. And maybe it's, eat dinner with the family and have a fun conversation. Bring something up. If you have kids, they can be phenomenal for this. We have had some of the craziest, funniest dinner conversations. And even now, my youngest is 24 and lives with us while he's doing grad school. We have some crazy, crazy conversations at dinner. And they're hilarious. But it's a great way to break the stress and get you back in the moment and have some fun. So find something to enjoy every day. And then lastly, seek help. Please, if you're finding yourself overloaded at work, you have too much to do, your schedule is out of control, you don't have control over what's going on, or maybe your schedule is, I'm really busy now and then I'm nothing later. Whatever it is, get help. First, work burnout. Go to your boss. Hopefully they're not the problem, but go to your boss and work on reprioritizing. If your boss comes to you and says, oh, hey, here, Carol, I want you to do this project by next Tuesday. Okay, that's great. I can do that. What do you want me to push aside for right now? Here's what I'm working on. You do that a few times and they get pretty good at recognizing they're overloading you. And I know this for a fact because I've done it. Because I've had bosses that, oh, you're doing great. So here, have some more work. Yeah, no. What do we want to do? How do you want me to prioritize? So get help from your boss. Maybe your boss will agree to have you pass some duties over to somebody else. So start with your boss at work. Get help from coworkers. If you have a good social support system at work, maybe you can get somebody to give you a hand with something. I know I've done that. And sometimes it's those small menial things that aren't my strong point always. And it's like, oh, okay, I got to get all of this stuff compiled. I got to get it put together. Sometimes that's an easy one to hand off to somebody. I've had administrative people around me that sometimes I can go and say, hey, can you help me with? Or, hey, can you reach out and make a phone call and get this figured out for me? Whatever it is. Sometimes just asking for that help is phenomenal. And then so that it doesn't spill over too much at home, what's going on at work, ask your spouse, tell them what's going on, your spouse or partner, and ask them to help pick up the slack. My husband and I did this. We've had periods where things are insanely busy for one of us at a time, so the other one picks up more. And there's always been trade-offs. There's always been a passing back and forth. For 30 some odd years, we've passed that baton back and forth because fortunately, most of the time, our works weren't busy at the same time. So we were able to pick up the slack for the other person. Ask them, talk to them, ask for help. If your kids are a little bit older, school age and up, 5 and up, ask them to pitch in. Get their help. I still do it with a 24-year-old. I'm probably going to ask him to cook dinner tonight because he's capable. And my kids were raised that way, and they're fabulous. If we need help, we can say, hey, dude, we need some help. And my boys will pick it up. So ask for help. So those are the 3 key things to helping yourself if you're starting to burn out. Be mindful. Take care of yourself, and then seek help when you need it. Please subscribe to my channel, and you'll hear about more videos as I'm releasing them. And you can also check out my Tuesday tip that has more ideas on how to recognize the signs of burnout. Have a great day.